Okay, let's start. Uh, this is what you will find on it's the beginning of the text. I have a dream. I just want to explain something for you before going through it. Here in the first paragraph, actually this text, all of it, it's presenting the real word that has been said by Dr. Martin Luther King, exactly as it is. And do you know where did this speech happened? Do you have an idea where did this speech happen? As a general information that may some of you have? At least someone say no. Well, I don't, or yes, I do. You don't at all. No one knows where did this speech happen. Actually, this speech it happened in the at the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. Do you know who is Lincoln? Have you heard this name before? Who is Lincoln? Lincoln was one of the American presidents, one of the first American president who ruled America, and he was one of the people who has fought for the giving the black people the right. Ending the segregation of the black people, but actually he didn't succeed, and that's what made Martin Luther King to renew this request again. Let me show you the how does Lincoln look like. Yes, here this is the place where the speech happened. This is the memorial. Lincoln Memorial. Memorial means it's like a building or statues made for someone to look like a memory for him. That's what they call it, Memorial, Lincoln Memorial. It's in Washington D.C. And if I get just closer to him, this is the part here sitting. This statue is built here in this part. Okay. I see some people yes, okay. Habiba, Yasin, Adam. Okay, let's go back to the book again. So let's read I will read for you the first two paragraphs just to explain something for you. He starts by saying, I'm happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. He considered that was like celebration. Then he said 50 years ago. The word score here, it means 25. It means 20 years. The word scores equal 20 years. So 5 scores means how many years? If he means
100 years.
Yeah, that's right. Excellent. 100 years. It means that 100 years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today, he meant by Lincoln, that I have watched you his picture. This person, he had made an agreement 100 years ago. He signed something called the Emancipation Proclamation. Whatever. It's a name of an agreement signed by Lincoln 100 years ago. What was this agreement? It was to stop the Civil War. This happened. The sign was in 1862, as he said, 100 years exactly. The agreement said that we have to end the slavery. And although Lincoln had tried or did his best to apply this agreement, but actually there was some people who has greater power to stop this agreement from happening. So nothing has changed. He said that this momentous decree came as a great beacon light. The word beacon means a lighthouse. Of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared. Seared means burned. Seared means burned in the flames of withering injustice. The word withering means fatal or murdering justice. They were waiting for this agreement that happened 100 years ago because they were burned from feeling from the slavery, from injustice, not dealing with them equally. It came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity. It means capture because they were captured. He was speaking about what? About this agreement that happened 100 years ago. But he said, start his third paragraph by saying, but 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. This means that they did not work or they did not apply this agreement. Did you get the point I'm trying to tell you? I mean, or the background of or the history of the.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That's great. Now we can start by the session. Now I want you to just take a glance at paragraph 3, and we will get something. But let me explain first Okay. Yes. What is the meaning of metaphor? Do you know what the meaning of metaphor? What is the meaning of metaphor? Come on. What's the meaning of metaphor?
To compare between things by a verb to be.
Okay, fine. Mish, fine. I accept it. It's a figurative speech in which a word or phrase for one thing is used to refer another thing, although they are not similar. Why the author is doing this? To show or suggest that they are similar in a very slight thing. Okay, so like when you said the love is a battlefield. Of course, love is not a battlefield, but here he is using a word to refer to the word love, to show that in love you are fighting to keep your love for a person, like your mother, or your father, your brother or sister, of course. Okay. Another example: Pop is is a couch potato. Of course, he is not a potato or not a couch potato, but he is just using a word to describe him. This is what we meant by metaphor. Now, I need you to, in paragraph 3, I will open the page for you now. I wanted to read it, to mark the details where Dr. King's has used metaphor in it. You mark details where King or Martin Luther King has used metaphor. I just opened the book for you. You're supposed to have it, of course, but just open for you. This is paragraph 3. Someone wants to read? Someone ready to read? You can raise your hand. Someone to read?
Me.
Okay, go on.
But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty in the midst of a vast ocean of material prosperity.
Can I just explain some
100.
words? Can I explain some
Okay.
word? Yes, the word, just to be able to write it. The word crippled, it means that they are like captured. Just let me minimize it. Okay. By the manacles, we said that the word manacles. Do you remember what's the meaning of manacles?
Handcuffed?
Yeah, that's right. Manacles means handcuffs. Of segregation. What do you mean of segregation?
Separation.
Yeah, that's right. Segregation means separation. I don't know how to write I can change the word. I'll change the color. So in blue, it will be according to the underline. Okay, you will find it in a list later. And the chains of discrimination. What do you mean of discrimination? Discrimination. Some countries they have the dealing with men differently from women's, and so we call this discrimination. Differentiation. Dealing with them in a different way, not an equal way. And then he said lonely in the island of poverty. Do you remember the word poverty? What does it mean?
Yes, the low people.
Yeah,
The noun of poor.
Of poor, that's right. This is the noun of poor. In the midst of the vast ocean of material prosperity. Material prosperity, it means by word. Material means by word. Prosperity, what does it mean? You have it, of course, here. Success, good fortune, wealth, yes, improvement. Okay, Noor, you can keep reading.
Yes,
100 years.
100 years later, the Negro still languished in the corners of American society and finds himself an exile in his own
Sorry.
land. Okay. And so we've come here today to dramatize
Dramatize.
a shameful condition.
Yes, Negro is still.
A shameful condition.
Yes, languished. The word language, it means that they are still forced to stay in the same place at the American society. So nothing has changed. Nothing has changed, although 100 years has passed after the signing this agreement. Now, where is the metaphor here in this paragraph? The metaphor. He is symbolize things to another thing, although no relation between them.
Yes, still language in the corners.
Can I just, yes, I need some other people know.
Okay.
Not only you. Thank you for just, yes, trying to answer. If you have an answer, raise your hand, please. Okay. Ranin.
Compared the crippled by the manacles of segregation.
Yes, that's right.
He compared the segregation like a manacle.
Yeah.
That's that.
And the chain to discrimination.
Yes.
That the discrimination is like the chain exactly. I think also he described the American society by being
a lonely island.
No, they are living in a lonely island. This is the Negro, and the rest of the American society are living in a vast ocean of prosperity. Okay, thank you. Let me show you the answer. Okay, so first, the lonely island is a metaphor for the social isolation imposed or forced by poverty for the African American people. And like Rarim said, the manacles and the chains, also this is the metaphor to describe the segregation and the discrimination they are living in. Okay, let's go to paragraph 7 and 6. 7 and 6, you will find like there's a contrast or opposing ideas between those two paragraphs. Here they are. Yes, 6 and 7. Okay. 6 and 7. Someone read 6? Paragraph 6. Paragraph 7. Hello. If you want to read, raise your hand. No one. Okay, I will not just call you again. I give the mark to myself. We have also come to this hallowed spot. Which spot did he mean by hallowed? Which spot? Which spot did he describe by being it's hallowed? What do you mean of hallowed? Do you remember?
Holy.
Again?
Honored.
Honored or sacred.
Honored.
Yes, honored or sacred place, that's right. Yes, which place did he mean by a hallowed spot? Can you raise your hand, please, if you know the answer? We have also come to this hallowed spot to remind America of the fierce urgency of now. Ritaj.
The Lincoln Memorial?
Excellent, that's right. He meant by the Lincoln Memorial, he described it by being a sacred place or an honored place. And why did he just put now here in capital letter? He wrote it in capital letter. Why did he write now in a capital letter? They came to this spot to remind America of the fierce urgency. Urgency means importance. The word urgency means importance. So why did he say now here? Capitalize the first word. Think, guys, think, try to think. He capitalized now here because he meant that they have to take an action right now. They will not wait again 100 years again like they did before. If you remember, I told you Lincoln made an agreement, but he couldn't. He tried or he struggled to apply it, but he couldn't. So after 100 years, nothing changed. Nothing applied from the previous agreement. Now, Martin Luther King is telling them after 100 years, I came to remind you with the fierce urgency, the importance of now. You have to start to take an action right now for this agreement or to stop this. Okay, this is no time. Where are we? Yes, this is no time to engage in the luxury of cooling off or to take the tranquilizing drug of gradualism. He means that it's not the time to take tranquilizing drug. It's like a drug or a medicine. People take it to just calm them down. So he is telling them no time to calm down again and wait for you again. To gradualize, it means to take action step by step. We need now is the time to make real the promises of democracy, the promises that you gave it to us 100 years ago. Now is the time to rise from the dark and desolate valley of segregation to the sunlit path of racial justice. We need to get out of this, the word desolate. It means the, let me give it you, empty. The desolate, empty valley of segregation to the sunlit path of racial justice. Now is the time to lift our nation from the quicksands. Quicksand is a movement sand. It's a very soft sand. If you stand on it, it will just swallow you down. We left our nation from the quicksands of racial injustice to the solid rock of brotherhood. Now is the time to make justice a reality for all of God's children. First, before looking for the comparison that he made here, or the two opposing things, do we have here a repetition? One of the rhetorical devices. Do we have a repetition? Do you remember what the meaning of repetition? Repeating the same words.
Now is the time.
Your
Now is the
hand, because you are overlapping. Your hand, please. Okay, Zena.
Now is the time.
Yes, he repeated now is the time to rise from the dark and the desolate valley. Yes, and he kept say it again. Now is the time. He's repeating the same word in 3, I think, or 4 sentences. Okay, so have you noticed any kind of two opposing words here he spoke about? He now describing 2 cases. One of them, they are living in it, and the other one, he is seeking to reach it. Now I'm trying to make it closer to you. Let's read 7. Someone want to read 7? Ranim.
Miss, I was raising my hand to answer the question for the contest.
Okay, what is it? What are the two opposing
Dark and the sunlit.
what and what? Dark and?
Dark and the sunlit.
Okay, great, thank you. Dark and sunlit. Yes, he is referring to what by dark and to what by sunlit.
Dark, the segregation, and
You're
sunlit, that they want to.
Okay, thank you
And
for
the
your
sunlit,
thinking.
that what they want to do.
Yes, their dream, to what the thing that they want to reach it. Okay,
Yes.
let's read 7 and then we will discover with the two things that he is opposing. It would be fatal for the nation to overlook the urgency of the moment. This sweltering summer, sweltering, it means burning. The sweltering summer of the Negroes' legitimate discontent will not pass until there is an invigorating autumn of freedom and equality. Of course, he's not speaking about summer and autumn, but he's speaking about that they are not burning at that time. And the word, the word legitimate, it means reasonable. Negroes reasonable discontent. Why they are unhappy? Because they are burning with this time. The thing that how they are dealing with them will not pass until there is an invigorating autumn of freedom. The word invigorating means like the healthy time or moderate weather of freedom and equality. 1963 is not an end but a beginning. He meant by the year 1963 is the year. And those who hope that the Negro needed to blow off steam. Blow off, it means to get rid of the story, has they give up, blow off the steam, and will now be content, will have a rude awakening of the nation, return to the business as usual. If they will not take an action right now, they will be met by a rude awakening. It means that he meant by that the Negro are going to make a rude step against them. And there will be neither rest nor tranquility. You will not feel rest, you will not feel calmness in America until the Negro is granted his citizenship rights. Granted means that they make sure that he gets his citizenship rights. The whirlwinds of revolt will continue to shake the foundation of our nation until the bright day of justice emerge. He meant that we will keep trying, or he meant by the strong wind will keep rising. The word revolt, it means rise, and then we will continue to shake the foundation of our nation until they get what they want. The day of justice emerge. Now, there are two main words were opposing to each other, and he kept just similarizing them to other things. What are these two words? Okay, he says, what they are waiting for until the bright day of justice emerge. Zina.
Yeah.
Maybe the sweltering summer of Negro and the invigorating autumn.
Great. Now, yes, that's right. And he is still similarizing those two opposing things to main two ideas. What are they? Look at the
The
day they are
invigorating
waiting
autumn,
for.
the freedom and the just emerge.
Yes, what they are
and,
waiting for. Look at this word.
Just emerge.
Justice. Yes, they are waiting for justice, to feel fairness.
Yes.
But they are right now they are living in the opposite of justice.
Injustice.
Injustice. That's right. That's it. They are now living in an injustice case, and they are looking for their dream to live in a justice case. And he's kept similarizing injustice to, like you said, dark. Like you said, this sweltering in the summer, a lot of things. And what they are waiting for, which is justice, they kept summarizing it to the autumn, to the sunlight, and so on. So those are the two main points that he is was comparing or making opposing to each other, and he was speaking about it in paragraph 6 and 7. Okay, 26 and 27. Paragraph 26 and 27 mark details that refer to sound music. 26 and 27. You find it on page 254. Not yet. Are you depending on my screen, or are you do you have your book with you?
Both, yes.
Both, okay. Okay, someone read 26. Okay, 26. It seems that I need to search for some people. Hassan.
With this faith, you will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With
Can I
this
just
faith,
explain what the meaning of hew out? Hew out, it means to shape. We will be able to shape from the mountain of despair a stone of hope. Do you know what the meaning of despair? A mountain of despair? What's the meaning of despair? Now he muted himself.
I am waiting for it.
What's the meaning of despair? Do you know?
I don't know.
Hopeless.
If I knew, I would say.
Hopeless. At the mountain of hopeless, they can now shape out of the mountain of hopeless a stone, a small stone of what? Of hope. They are clinging to a very small thing to get them out of this case. Keep reading.
With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith,
This is wait here. Yes, we will be able to transform or change the jangling discord. The word jangling, it means like a noise made by metals. When you bring two metals, plates of metals, and you just keep hitting them to each other, we call it jangling. And the word discord, it's like a music note that is make unpleasant sound. It's not a nice sound. So he feels that they are living in a jangling discord. If they will make this, we will turn the nation or the nation where we live in into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. Keep reading.
with this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. Complete?
Okay. Thank you. First, I need repetition. أحمد سامح, آدم, عمار, إيمان, حبيبة, حنين, هنا. Hassan was reading. Repetition. And parallelism. يلا. كمال, حور, محمود عصام, محمد صبري, نادين, all these names, عمر ناجي. Repetition.
Repetition with this faith.
We am, because you raise your hand. We am. Where the repetition? We am. Okay, Nadine. Are you going to answer? We am?
Yes,
Yes, okay.
With this phase.
Yes, he said with this face, and then he repeated again in the second sentence with this face, and then third sentence with this face. This is repetition. Thank you. I need parallelism. Nadine. Parallelism. Ranim.
Work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together.
Yes, excellent. And also here we have a repetition mixed with parallelism here in this part. When he said we will be able to hew, and then he said we will be able to transform, we will be able to work together, and so on. So he mixed the repetition with the parallelism. Okay, the 27 and this will be the day, this is repetition, when all God's children will be able to sing with the new meaning. And this is a song for music. Now, where are the words that refer to sound and the music here? Where it's said in paragraph 27 and 26. I think it's easy. No need to just
Yes,
Miss,
what
can
is
you
the
see the
question?
question again?
music words that refer to give you a music word or sound word.
Sing.
The repetition.
Not repetition. Nadine,
Sing.
again?
Sing.
Sing. Okay, what else? We have sing here in paragraph 27. What else?
I don't know.
We have jangling. We have discords. We have symphony. All those are words related or refers to the music or song.
Oh, yeah, Miss. So you want a word that is describing the music?
Yeah?
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's a sound or music, both of them. Sound or music. Type. Let's
I
go.
thought.
Okay. Type. Can you go please to the comprehension check in the next page, 265, and we have the first question. Okay, Yassine, are you ready? Yassine Amr. Okay, not here. Thank you. Ioanna, are you here? Ioanna? Okay. Huh?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, the question in your book. The first question. You have your book, of course, right? You have it or not?
No.
Okay, here it is. The first question about how much time has passed between the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation and Dr. King's speech. The Emancipation Proclamation had been signed by President Lincoln. How much time has passed between this event and this event? Ioanna, your answer.
Okay. I don't know.
Wamid. Okay, Ritaj.
Yes.
Yes, how many?
Yes.
How much time has passed between the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation and the Dr. King speech?
I'm really not sure,
Okay, say it.
but I don't know. So
Type. Does anyone have the answer? Muhammad Sabri.
Miss,
Miss, can I answer?
Okay, Muhammad, go on.
150 years.
150? يعني 150, this is too much. 150? Muhammad Baraya, I should not submit you really. Joining in the last 5 minutes?
Not 150?
It's not 150 exactly. Less than that.
Almost 150.
100?
Yes, that's right, 100. Because he said at the beginning, he said the 5 scores, if you remember. And we said the scores equal 20 years, so it's 100 years. The second question, when his audience returned home after his speech, what does King want them to know about the situation the African American face? I know that you will not know the answer. I know. I not need to wait for you to think. Okay, this is the answer of the first question. Almost 100 years, like I don't know. I don't remember who said the answer. Have passed between the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation and Dr. King. You're supposed to write this in your book, please. The question, when his audience went back, he returned home. He wants them to know that the situation can and will be changed. He wants to have a belief that they are going to change the situation. The third question, what dream does Dr. King have for his 4 children? I think you have listened to this in the recorder that I let you watch. But generally, he dreamed that his children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by their skin color, but the content of their character. So please, can you type, copy those answers in your book, please? I have uploaded an audio for the text itself. I have a dream read by Mr. Adham. So please listen to it today, so you can be able to check you can be able to answer the word. Some words I have selected from the text to understand its meaning and answer some questions on it. Of course, I will record a video to just pronounce those words. Just a warning to Muhammad Baraya and Omar Ashraf, you have joined in the last 2 minutes or 3 minutes. I think that you don't have an excuse for being that late. Muhammad Baraya, can you give an excuse?